What happened to the Ark of the Covenant has long piqued the interest of theologians, Bible students, and archaeologists. The whereabouts of the Ark of the Covenant have been the subject of considerable discussion. The Ark, which God designed, was made of acacia wood, gilded with gold, and held the 2 stone tablets with the 10 Commandments engraved on them. It was constructed during the Exodus and was located in the sacred area of the Tabernacle. It was afterward put in the Holy of Holies in Solomon's temple. It would be sprinkled with blood once a year on Yom Kippur, the Day of Atonement, first for the sins of the high priest, and then for the sins of the nation of Israel. But where is it now? So what happened to the Ark? When was it removed from the temple? Who claimed to have found the Ark? Let's dive in. Make sure you watch till the end. Where is the Ark of the Covenant? According to Jewish and Christian tradition, the Ark of the Covenant is tangible evidence of God's presence and supremacy. The Ark was marched into combat by ancient Israelites, bringing entire towns to their knees. Touching the Ark meant instant death since it was so holy. Only the high priest was permitted in its presence once a year, after being placed to rest in Jerusalem's holiest chamber. The Ark then vanished when Babylon conquered Jerusalem in the 6th century BCE. Readers of history have been baffled by its fate for thousands of years. Perhaps most notably, it inspired Steven Spielberg's blockbuster Indiana Jones film Raiders of the Lost Ark, 1981. Finding the Ark's correct site is unlikely to entail an intrepid archaeologist and shady Nazis. But what do we know about the Ark's ultimate resting place? One of the most popular Ark hypotheses is tied to Ethiopia's 14th century national epic, the Kebra Nagast. According to one narrative, around the 10th century BCE, the Queen of Sheba visited King Solomon in Jerusalem and had a son by him on her way home. When their son Menelik reached the age of majority, he returned to Jerusalem. Although Menelik finally opted to return to his mother, Solomon dispatched a company of Jewish scions with him. However, unbeknownst to Solomon and Menelik, these friends, impatient to leave Jerusalem, decided to take a keepsake of sorts, the Ark of the Covenant. Solomon was too late to rescue the precious vase. Menelik carried the Ark to Axum, and with it at his side, he later conquered a number of nearby areas for what would become the Ethiopian Empire. The Kebra Nagast and its Ark tale are important components of Ethiopian history. Even though many historians today believe the narrative is fictitious, Ethiopia's medieval monarchs, known as the Solomonic dynasty, claimed direct ancestry from Menelik and Solomon. This dynasty reigned until 1974, and its biblical link was formalized in Haile Selassie I's constitutions from 1931 to 1955. In addition to the Ethiopian government, the country's main religious organization, the Ethiopian Orthodox Tewahedo Church, regards Kebra Nagast as valid Christian history. According to the church officials, the Ark of the Covenant has been jealously guarded for centuries in Axum, in the Church of St. Mary of Zion. Even Axum's high priest is barred from entering its resting place. Its lone keeper is a virgin monk who is forbidden from leaving the hallowed lands till his death. On the other hand, the Ark's effect may be felt across the Ethiopian Orthodox world. Each of their churches has its own tablet, a hollowed facsimile of the Ark. Tablets are preserved in the Kodesh Kadusin, or Holy of Holies, and are only brought out for celebrations or emergencies. Every tablet is revered as if it were the Ark itself. Despite being an essential aspect of Ethiopian Orthodoxy, the nature of the Ark's alleged guardianship in Axum has rendered the Church's claim to possession untrustworthy. Most historians believe that if it existed, the more than 3,000-year-old artifact decomposed or was destroyed over time. But again, this is just supposition. For many, the eternal fate of the Ark remains an intriguing and insoluble enigma. How Rabbi Yehuda and Meir Getz claimed to have discovered the fabled Ark of the Covenant. Two prominent rabbis, Rabbi Yehuda Meir Getz and Rabbi Shlomo Goren, and a Temple Mount specialist, Gershon Solomon, publicly stated they had visited the location of the Ark of the Covenant. Rabbi Yehuda Meir Getz was the rabbi of Jerusalem's Western Wall for many years. Rabbi Shlomo Goren was the first head of the Israel Defense Forces military rabbinate and the first to deliver a prayer at the Western Wall, forcing Jerusalem's reunification in 1967. He also established a training facility for prospective priests. In 1982, both claimed to have discovered the Ark of the Covenant. They claimed that Rabbi Getz performed certain calculations and instructed them to break into a specific location beneath the Temple Mount when they began excavating the Western Wall tunnels. They discovered a massive tunnel dug through a rock that led eastward beneath the Temple Mount. The tunnel was 28 meters in length and 6 meters in width, with the bottom filled with water and sludge. Gershon Solomon, the creator of the Temple Mount faithful, was so excited to join these two rabbis on their mission that he forgot to put on his shoes before going to the Temple Mount. I immediately hurried to the place and was overcome with delight. Rabbi Getz wrote in his notebook, "I sat there for a long time, powerless, with warm tears flowing down my cheeks." His computations indicated that there was a specific site that led to the location of the Ark of the Covenant. But it didn't take long for Muslims to see this gap. They broke in, and Rabbi Getz and his yeshiva students attempted to physically prevent Waqf members from entering. The end of a tumultuous day during which the Temple Mount was at the center of international attention, Menahem Begin, the prime minister at the time, ordered that the tunnel be closed. According to Getz associates, he saw the Ark in its location, but covered the spot and did not discuss it for fear of Muslim backlash. According to 2 Chronicles, chapter 35, verse 3, King Josiah directed the Levites, who were responsible for educating all of Israel, for placing the sacred Ark in the house constructed by Solomon, son of David, king of Israel, to lighten the burden on the Levites. In this passage, the Hebrew word for house is Baith, which can also be translated as inner chambers, dungeon, or nethermost point. The Bible does not mention the Ark being placed in the temple, as it had already been in the Holy of Holies for many years. Recognizing the threat presented by the Babylonians and Egyptians at war with Israel, King Josiah ordered the Ark to be hidden in a secret and secluded location beneath what is now the Dome of the Rock to preserve it from theft. 2 Chronicles chapter 35, verse 3 is the last reference to the Ark of the Covenant in the historical books. As per the traditional readings in the Bible, according to the book of Jeremiah, when the Messiah, a figure central to many religions, arrives, the Ark of the Covenant will no longer be referenced, as it is thought to be a symbol or embodiment of the anticipated Messiah. The book of Revelation also mentions the existence of the original Ark of the Testimony in the ancient temple in heaven. This is the definitive scriptural reference to the Ark in the Bible. Some interpretations of the Bible hold that the Ark of the Covenant never left Jerusalem and is currently in a secret and secluded location prepared by God through King Solomon to protect it for when it was needed in the end times. It is believed that this Ark will be used in the next temple, also known as the Third Temple or the Tribulation Temple, which will be built shortly after the event known as the Rapture of the Church. However, it will not be required for the Messiah's temple, a structure that Jesus Christ is said to build after the tribulation period, and from which he will govern and reign for 1,000 years in the kingdom of God. That is the end of today's video, guys. It's important to note that experts and scholars do not accept the rabbi's claim of finding the Ark of the Covenant. It's based only on some individual's claim and is considered as not historically or archaeologically proven. Let us know your opinion in the comment section. If you enjoyed this video and would like to know when others like it or posted, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel.